drop on him right now. There's no way he can get up before I get there. What's up?
How you doing? Oh, it takes you a little while longer to get out of this thing.
How you doing, man?
All right. Good to see you, Mark.
Really?
Knock me over.
Well, you know, I'm still stiff as ever. How you doing, man?
I'm doing good. I gotta tell you, there is one man in the world that I would give up my Disney vacation for, catch a flight to Austin, Texas, and then go back in a 24-hour period.
Wow, do I know him?
That's you,
Well,
man.
I appreciate it, man.
That's you. It's become such a big part of wrestling lore that there are people who celebrate this anniversary every year by getting together and watching it. So I've been looking forward to this moment all year long.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's one of those matches, and there's really not that many of them that almost inevitably comes up in any kind of conversation. You know, Hell in a Cell with Mick Foley, and I'm like, yeah. But I mean, it's just one of those kind of matches that people want to know about. They want to know what were you thinking? What, you know? I was like, well, I figured I'd throw him on that table and see what happened. You know, my answers change all the time because you answer the same thing. So I just start making up things, and I was like, well, you know what? He owed me some trans. Just different
There's
things.
actually videos out there, reaction videos, where fans show the match to non-fans.
Oh yeah.
And the looks on their faces, it changes everything they thought they knew about what we did.
Right.
It makes them realize they don't know a thing.
Yeah.
But I love the idea that it's the go-to match where people are jazzing on their wrestling fans, friends, and go, why do you watch that? It's like, hold on a second. Boom.
Let's watch this one.
And 15 minutes later, like, some of them have become fans, and if they haven't, they've developed a respect.
Yeah, for sure.
And it changed everything they thought they knew. So I'm making my entrance to what is kind of like a symphony of silence.
It was.
It wasn't the big match feel I wanted, because you and I had the great history from '96. At that point, though, Taker, I didn't feel like I belonged in a match of that magnitude. I felt like what I'd done was kind of on a downslide. I'd gone and portrayed all these different characters in short order, and now I'm back to being Mankind. And I think I was straining credulity, if I'm saying that correctly. And it felt to me like the audience had lost faith in me as a top-level guy.
Well, I think you're about to change that.
I think so, right?
I think you're about to change all that emotion here in just.
I don't think anything was feeling that way.
No.
Now I've got to try to throw the chair up on top. Bam! Look at that surprising upper body strength. And that chair will go on to play a major role.
part in this.
I'm having all kinds
Like
of
a
difficulty.
cat. You're like a cat, man. Are you kidding me? Hey, I mean, you know what? People think, that would be easy. That's what?
16 feet?
Well, no, but I'm just saying, you're at a pay-per-view. There's what, 15, 16,000 people there, and you got to climb a steel fence, and now you really realize, like, what on earth have I done?
That's probably the first time your music plays. I take a look over the edge, and you rarely hear me curse in real life, right?
No, very seldom have I ever heard you curse.
But I curse in my thoughts, and that's all that was going through my mind. What the bleep am I doing here? How the bleep I'm gonna get out of here?
You dumb M, what have you? He told you not to do this.
Repeatedly. So when your music starts playing, and I start trying to explore options as how I can
I climb
down without ruin. I knew I could climb down. I did not believe I could climb down without completely destroying my career. That's what was going through my mind. I think I could do it. I'm going to completely destroy my career.
The rare occasions, I think, where somebody wished that I walked even slower to try to figure out, oh my goodness, why am I up here? You know, this is yeah, this part is like, all I'm thinking about is getting up that fence right now. That's, it's like, with a good foot, okay, but the way I'm feeling, yeah, the foot's throbbing.
Taker had a broken foot. And I don't even know if you told me that. But we will see here in a few minutes, and you know, maybe you can speak to the type of pain you were in. But look, a lesser man may have bowed out. Certainly would have taken it easy, and certainly would have 100% shot down anything that would have him hanging and dropping a great length onto a broken foot.
I got to get up there, and there's a good chance as soon as I get up there, I'm going to get hit with something.
And I think I'm actually wailing away at you as you're on your way up.
Yeah.
And that young lady with the bangs, she actually came to my 20th anniversary show.
Oh, really?
In Pittsburgh, as did the dentist who worked on my teeth and put them back in my mouth.
Like, Mick,
Hey, want to give me a break here? One more and you should have a clear path. There we go. I took a look over at the fans. They look like ants.
Yeah.
At which point do we hear our first twist tie spring off, zip tie?
It's coming up about right.
We both stepped through it momentarily. There we go.
There they go. We're like,
And I remember being up on top of there thinking to myself, I don't recall there being any zip ties in that Shawn Michaels Undertaker match.
No, I don't know what they did differently, but see, you can see them, the metal twist ties there. I don't know what
Here we go, sink into
there it is.
Boom.
Right there it is.
There's
Look at
the
that.
first one. And now what I love about this is at a certain point in the next 10 to 15 seconds, I'm going to attempt to suplex you on top of that structure. Here we go. And watch how quickly you shut that down.
Are you crazy? We just stepped, we were just stepping on it and we almost went through. You're out of your mind. Get the hell out of here.
Here we go.
Oh.
Bam!
Look at that. I mean, you can hear them. I mean, it was
like nobody saw that
crazy.
coming.
And I'm looking over and all I'm waiting on is to see if you're moving, right? And there's another part to this, but right now all I'm looking at is this, and I'm thinking in my head, Mick, just move. But I'm also, and I tell people this all the time, and they look at me like I'm crazy. I had the closest thing that I can recall to an outer body experience. When I threw you off,
right,
I could actually see you flying through the air, and I could see myself standing there. It was crazy, but it is the closest thing that I've ever had to that kind of experience, and it was just, whew.
And I think the only words we said were, I think you said, "You ready?"
Yeah.
And then I do that little winding of the arm, and off we go. And this is where part of the mystique of the match is just some of the just bizarre, surreal situations where half of my body's in the audience.
Mm-hmm.
I'm lying underneath that debris.
Underneath the railing, right?
Yeah,
you slid under it. Another thing that I didn't even realize what was happening at first is that they lifted the cage.
Right. Because the only people, the best of my recollection, who had an inkling what was going on was me, you, and Vince.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if Hugo knew what was happening, but the legend has it that he didn't, so I don't think any need to dispel that legend. Because he dives at just the right moment, right?
Wow, Mick's getting awful close to me.
So therefore, nobody on the medical team, none of these announcers, none of the referees knew what was happening, and therefore they are realizing they can't get their gurney to take me in unless we lift up that structure. And I think when I took off that mask, even though I'd been seen as Cactus Jack and Dude Love before, symbolically, this is the way I felt, in the fans' eyes, I stopped being a character and I became a human being.
You became, absolutely. And that's the best part of your night.
What did I say?
it goes downhill from here, man.
As I'm laying down there, I am literally thinking, at least the worst part of my night is over.
No,
And then things got worse.
It gets worse.
So you see I'm moving.
Yeah, so
right?
and I know your level of toughness, and I know you're moving. So I'm still thinking that you know there's no telling what you've already broken. But look at this thing. Oh.
And even at this point, it's safe to say nobody ever started a match
No.
with that type of surprise.
Yeah.
This is equivalent to like the one-punch knockout in boxing, which we never deliver in WWE because we are trying to put on great matches.
Right.
So this is a completely different way of making an impact. And every one of those people, Taker, I think would have been completely fine if that was the end of it.
Yep. Yeah, little did they know.
I am scared of heights. Yeah, even when I'm driving on mountain roads, like I can't look over because I get dizzy.
Stop.
Yeah, no
Stop.
joke, no
Quit.
joke.
You're killing it.
Very
You're killing me here. You're killing me.
See, there's one, being fearless is one thing. I maintain Shane McMahon is fearless. I felt fear all the time, but I did things anyway. So you could argue which is the more noble of the two, but yeah, I was fearful on my way down. And I believe what I had told you is, I don't know if I'll be able to get back off, but if I can, I'm gonna climb that SOB again.
I'm thinking, no, my night's done. That wasn't too bad a night right there. I'm king. I'm king of the world right now. Look at me, I'm just up there taking in all my glory. It's crazy. Now I'm even another, maybe eight feet, because I had raised the cage to get the gurney through. So, I mean, I'm looking at people in the cheap seats eye to eye. I mean, that's how high I am. It is nuts. And when he says they look like ants,
it's no exaggeration.
It is no exaggeration. And, you know, I'm thinking about, all right, well, my night's over. I'm going to go have me a cold one. And
things get emotional here. Every person in Pittsburgh believes that night's over. Taker's climbing down.
Yeah, these people are just like, they can't believe what they've already seen. And now they're about to lose their ever-loving mind. As I am.
This is where I said, if I could have bottled the energy at the source, the energy in that building, we could have lit up the city of Pittsburgh for a week.
Oh yeah, these people are. You could. I mean, it was like a groundswell. It was just like, oh no, they're going. Oh.
My regret here is I didn't have the physical well-being yet to exchange. I think an exchange up here would have been incredible, but I'm lucky in the long run that I was out of it because look, boom,
gosh.
I don't know if you remember this, the last thing I said to you before we went out, there were some of those zip ties. I said, look, you might need to choke slam me 5-6 times before that cage starts to give way. So I'm expecting to bounce off it, off the mesh, and instead, all I remember is the sound of mesh giving a ching.
Yeah.
I remember ching.
And you know, not to like be over dramatic, but and I've said this in interviews, like as I was standing up there before, you know, I didn't know like
whether I was
whether you were still with us or not, because that was, I've seen a lot of things in our wrestling business before and since, but I've never been that scared in my life that.
But Terry Funk by this point he walked up to you and Terry said your words were, see if he's alive.
Yeah.
Terry comes back, he looks like he's just haphazardly touching my face, but he's actually taking my pulse. Comes back to you and says, he's still breathing. And that's when only in WWE will the bringer of the news then be choke slammed. Like, there's the chair, and the chair follows me down, hits me in the face, and does this to me after all these years. When I watch it back, the wrestler in me was a little bit ashamed that I hadn't gotten up high for the choke slam.
There was no way though.
Right.
That mesh was. It was
Yeah.
no way to get any kind of jump off of that.
But had I remember every time we wrestled and you'd go old school, I'd be wildly animated, and here I'm just like a sloth. I'm trying to get my head to clear, and
only thing you can hear from me is, Mick, let's go home. Mick, let's go home. Can we go home, Mick? Mick, let's go. No, we gotta get to the tax. That's all he kept saying.
Gotta get to
and
the
this,
tax.
look at his tooth.
This the tooth. I'm not smiling.
That was the big, that was the biggest distraction. I was like, look at the size of that booger in Mick's nose. It was such a distraction. Like, I'm trying to talk sense into him. I'm trying to get him to, I'm trying to get him to go home. He won't go home. And I've got this big booger before we realize, oh my gosh, that's his incisor.
Yeah,
that's his incisor that went through his lip and then stuck in his nose.
But I thought the same thing when I watched it. I was like, is that a booger? Biggest match of my life?
And I got a booger?
The booger?
Oh man, I don't even. I can't. This is just instinct because
We have no idea. We're trying to pick up the pieces. This is what I love about it is that we are literally.
That I'm so compassionate. I've thrown you off. I've thrown you through, and I'm going to smash you with this.
You see him having trouble with my shoulders. Let's smash
Let me
it.
smash him right in his shoulder too. Oh, twice. You want one more? Yeah, there you go.
Oh,
There's
God.
a lot of compassion right there.
You tried to be compassionate. You gave me the option to finish that match.
Yes, I'm just telling you to stay
I asked you
down.
a few years ago in England, I said, what is it I actually said that convinced you that I could continue? Do you remember what you said?
I do.
You said, I kept repeating, I'm okay, I'm okay, I'm okay, I'm okay, I'm okay. I don't even think I was saying I'm okay clearly, but I managed to.
I do remember that you over and over said, we got to get to the tax. We got to get to the tax. That was like, you've been thrown off. You've been thrown through all this. What am I?
I ducked out of the way.
Yeah, look at that.
My
He's
hope
still
spot. The crafty veteran.
The crafty veteran's got enough left. Oh my goodness.
I was so obsessed with those tags because this would have been the first time they made their North American appearance. Within a couple of years they'd become overused, but this was pretty spectacular. And the first thing I asked you when I walked to the back, do you remember what it was?
Jasmine, did we get to the tax?
Did we get to the tax?
Yeah.
And I've got like 100 of them up here in my right shoulder area.
You're metallic. You're just.
Did I get to the tax? Yes, you did.
It's amazing how invested we are in this between the history we already have and what we're doing here. Boom. You're a tough son of a man.
Coming from you, that's a huge compliment. Thank you. What I've said is like, maybe we didn't get across the finish line the way we'd hoped, but we made it, with a lot of help.
You know what? I mean, we're both here 25 years later watching this. I think we did everything. I don't know that this could have been any better, minus your injuries.
Right, yeah.
But,
yeah.
I mean,
well, there could have been, the match you had the year before with Sean, undoubtedly, to me, was the better match. But this is the one people remember.
Oh, yeah.
Because of the moments.
But what are you looking for? Oh,
there we
here?
go.
What?
Am I going to get to them?
Well,
There we go.
Mick's happy. And I'm thinking, this lunatic. I mean, we've already, in all of our other matches, when we've done some crazy things, but I'm just sitting there like, wow.
And like I said, it's the first time fans in North America had seen this, so it was a big deal.
Funny. The funny thing is, is the first time we do this, you're still not satisfied. Like, we didn't hit him good.
I didn't hurt enough. It did not hurt enough for me to think it looked.
I don't think you had any sensory left at that point. I could.
This is a nice little spot here too. It looks like you're reeling. You're about to go down. Come off. Go for the slam. I'm going to drop behind you. Pick me up like it's nothing. Always did. And I don't think this is enough. I land. It didn't hurt enough to be. So I got to roll around in them. And then I think it's an audible where I
look at him. He's covered. He's covered in tacks. Oh.
And I think this is an audible here with the tombstone.
Oh, good lordy. Look at
there. Choke slam was the audible.
Yeah, I think we got him.
There we go.
There we go. Tooth still in nose. Those people, man, they were losing their ever-loving mind. Come here, buddy.
There we go. And mercifully, I think JR even says, mercifully, this is over. Bam. Now watch this, my left leg.
A little crappie here?
No.
The kick out. The huge kick out.
I was still fighting,
that's
brother.
That's awesome, man. I think I was telling Timmy, like, make sure he doesn't get up again. I know that we just did something really, really special, but at this point, I'm like trying to figure out what all you've broken and and how you did the last 10 minutes of that, because it's.
If I had gotten the height on that choke slam like I did in our regular matches, I don't think I would be in a position to finish the match or ever wrestle again.
I tell you, another 2 inches of rotation.
Yep.
I don't
think
think
land on my neck or the top of my head.
I don't think you get up, man. I mean, when you watch this thing back, you get all the same emotions and the feels. And
for a while, I did kind of resent that match because it was the only thing people ever asked me about. Do you remember when you and Michelle came to see my show in Austin?
I do.
And you said something to me, and it was so profound. You said, you know, Jack, what you and I did that night is going to outlive us both. Mm-hmm. And I looked at you and you said, people will be talking about this after both of us are dead and gone.
Yeah.
And it completely changed the way that I felt about that match, because I realized how lucky I was to have one thing. You know, and maybe there's three things I have that'll, you know, define my career.
No, you have your career was defined long before this, but this is just this is one of those things that we were just blessed to have, you know. I mean, it's crazy, and you will. This will go on through the annals of time.
And I noticed that as I do signings, and you've probably seen this too, a lot of the people who come up to you about the cell weren't even born when it took place.
Yes.
And that's when I realized, in addition to what you told me that night, I realized people are making a conscious effort to pass this down. And of course, most people are going to look at the highlights. And it's great that, you know, in the World Cup, when a soccer team goes up 3-0, there'll be memes that say, well, somebody stopped the damn match. And it's great for the sound bites. But when you watch it from beginning to end, as I did with my kids, when my wife said that she thought they were ready for it and that kids in school were asking, I hadn't watched the match in its entirety in about 10 years. And when I watched it, I realized this thing packs a wallop.
Yeah.
It's an emotional wallop.
And then, I mean, when you add everything else that we had done together already to this, and then put that on top of it, it was just like, man, this is the links that these two guys went. I mean, it was just two perfect characters.
Yep.
That, you know, two kind of evil characters that just pitted themselves in this war against each other that just ended up in this kind of a Armageddon type match. It was just.
But imagine if we had been the first cell match and I didn't have the match with you and Sean to try to at least do justice to. I didn't think I could top it, but I didn't want to embarrass myself either.
Well, I have more faith in you and us that I think we would have, we may not have had a match that they're talking about 25 years later.
Yeah.
We would have had a hell of a match. We
Yeah.
would have had a hell of a match. But your instincts were, they've always been great, and thank goodness, man, that everything. We're still here 25 years later to be able to sit here and enjoy it.
And we are. Laugh about it.
Right. Which is, when you watch that, there's not a lot there to laugh about. There's a lot
on the surface. Doesn't seem to be a barrel full of laughs.
No, he wasn't even done yet.
Do we have the ability to cue up the most pathetic run-in / limp in? I came running in and interfered in the. That's what I've said is when you come out to interfere in a match, it's going to change the course of wrestling history, which it did because it won Kane the title.
Kane the title, yeah.
You'd figure that the guy coming out to cheat on his friend's behalf is going to have some modicum of heat out there. And when I walked out, you just got the feeling people were like, haven't you had enough?
Come on.
All right, you done
Can we have an intervention here? Can somebody lock him backstage? He's got Kane and Austin.
And even Jim Ross was like, "Oh God, good God, he's come back! Like, please, tell me to go to the back." So on that night, I not only lied to you and told you I was comfortable out there, I not only lied to Vince, but then I lied to whoever in the back asked me if I thought I could go back out there. Yes, I can.
Oh, I'm good.
I'm good to go, brother.
Oh, a different mentality back then, man. Oh my gosh, that was, man. Like I say, those were the good old days. They really were. But my goodness, the pride that that we took and what we did. I don't know. I don't think there's anything that could have kept you backstage. If you could walk, I knew you would go, and you. You just have to, you always have to think. Well, I mean, it's incredible that you came back out again, but the lore, oh man. I mean, he's got to be on his way to the hospital by now, right?
Not so fast.
So fast.
And what you said backstage in Austin to me, that had to have been 10 years ago, holds true today. People will be talking about this match when both of us are long gone.
Yeah.
And that makes me happy.
Yeah, I'm really proud. Thanks again, buddy.
Thank you. Thank you.
It's awesome.